finals where I'm going to be casting with Rotterdam, Valdez, and Loco. So look forward to that. Outside of that, though, if you're really enjoying the stream, of course, you can support in all the usual ways. You can subscribe, you can donate, you can cheer. All of it goes a long way towards supporting the channel and helping me stay as a full-time StarCraft 2 streamer, caster, and content producer. Of course, don't forget as well, if you're really enjoying the stream, you can subscribe with Twitch Prime. If you've got that Twitch Prime, give that sub button a little click. I'd be more than happy to have you use your Twitch Prime on the channel for this month. Give it a good home. You get the benefits all the subs get, such as the replay packs, etc. First replay pack of this month going out on Tuesday, just because we haven't been able to actually cast so much this month because I was away for the first 2 weeks. So replay pack on Tuesday for subs. And of course, if you're feeling friendly, if you're feeling happy, if you want to share the love, you can gift a subscription now as well. You see someone in the chat who you're friends with, or you're buddies with, or who seems like a cool guy that isn't spamming fuck Protoss or something. You want to gift them a sub, or they say something clever and intelligent, you're like, whoa, you can gift subs now as well. You can click on their name and click the gift sub button, or I believe you can do it at the top of the screen as well. So check that out maybe. That's all the ways you can support the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, of course, as we kick off into game number 1 of our best of 5 grand finals here today. To the bottom right hand side, our pink Zerg player, it is going to be Scarlet. Top left, the red Protoss player from Izimba, it is going to be HellraiseR. HellraiseR! Da, 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 da. Alright. So, we're going to be getting set up. We're going to see an assimilator dropping on down. And it is going to be a 2-base play, of course, so far. The expansion already setting up here from HellraiseR. I believe this is the first PvZ we've seen of the day. In fact, this might even be the first Zerg we've seen of the day. I think we saw PvT, TvT, and PvT so far. So, we've seen 2 different matchups, all Terran and Protoss focused. Now we're going to get to see some Zerg as Scarlet decides to crack out her real race here. Or her main race. I say real race. I mean, who knows when she'll actually switch to Protoss for good. It's a mystery to us all, I think, still. Some people have been excited for it, getting excited about it, but still yet to happen. Anyways, we're going to be seeing this Overlord just scouting early. One of the big changes is that Overlord speed buff now. So Overlords get here a little bit faster, and they can scout maybe a little bit more, get into positions a little bit more easily. And as we do just see this Overlord coming up the left side, and Twilight Council coming in the main base. That's going to be finishing up in a moment or two. I'm just going to be seeing a single circle of Scarlet, checking around to see what else is happening as well. Oops, sorry, I fucked up the vote as well, guys. Give me a quick second, I'm going to fix this. There you go. You're going to add this match. Hopefully it should work now. And yeah, you guys can vote as well. That was the next thing I was about to say when the chat bot made me realize I'd messed it up. You can hashtag Scarlet, or you can hashtag HellraiseR in the chat to let us know who you're cheering on, guys. Let us know who you want to support here in this best of 5 grand final. Be using this throughout the finals to see who does what, and yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking. Von Schleyer coming in with the cheer 1000. Everything is OP. Hey, that's weird. Why didn't Montian's donation go towards the Bit Boss? Bit Boss, are you breaking again? God damn it. God damn it. Weird. Anyways, you can, sorry, try and kill Port. Port's been the Bit Boss for like a week, for like a month now, I swear. Von Schleyer, thank you so much for the cheer, 1000. Get some woody hearts in the chat, please, for the cheer. Thank you for the support, bro, as always. Baneling Nest is coming on down. So Scarlet looking to just play some Ling Bane. Oh, I do like this Warp Prism, I have to say. It's, this really feels like a beefy Warp Prism. It's funny because I feel like this Warp Prism doesn't look as though it should be as fast as it is. Like the usual Warp Prism is like slick and streamlined. This one's like a bit chunky, but still just as fast as usual. Anyways, the Warp Prism coming over to the right hand side. We will see a Warp in of Dark Templar. This was a DT drop opening, the Archon drop opening. So DTs to move forwards initially, and look at this. Spores are finishing right on time for Scarlet to be able to defend this. So Spore going to be finished up here in a moment, and ooh, Scarlet does not want to let those DTs onto the Spore Crawler. Well, that is a big problem, because now Scarlet has absolutely no detection in play on her third base, and so that probably is just goodbye to the third hatchery. Well, that went very wrong very quickly there. Scarlet allowing the DTs to get this around on the Spore, and now her third base will indeed go down, so Not a pretty setup here for Scarlet in game number 1. This HellraiseR looking pretty good so far. Some nice players are going to just be cancelling a couple of units on their way out. The more damage she does here, the better it is, of course, as now those DTs lift up. They'll back a bit further away before probably becoming Archons to continue on here. So we're going to be seeing the DTs starting to drop off, and we're going to be seeing them morphing into Archons as expected. Well, Scarlet will find them, expecting this to happen. We'll maybe find one Archon before it's finished morphing. Super close here, it will die. Nice pick off as the second Archon does lift up. And with the micro of the Prism, of course, it can trade very easily against those Zerglings, so Scarlet is right to back away. Hydra Den coming down, Bane speed and +1 missile attack. She retakes her 3rd base, will probably take the 4th base sometime soon after, although actually HellraiseR just added on extra gateways here. He's not interested in continuing a macro kind of way. 8 gates, he's going to all in the next couple of moments. So here we go, going across the map. A lot of units here from HellraiseR going to push on down towards the bottom right-hand side. And well, does Scarlet have enough to defend this, considering the fact she lost that 3rd hatchery initially? My gut says no. Let's see if Scarlet can somewhat prove us wrong. I mean, picking off the first Archon was nice, but it probably isn't really going to make that much of a difference. Spinecrawler will finish burrowing here, and you're just going to be seeing again this army of HellraiseR coming over the right-hand side. Hatchery gets cancelled. Scarlet has to find a way to defend, but her Banes aren't ready. Her Lings are pretty much the only units on the map. Hydras are in very low numbers right now, and well, so far this is not looking pretty at all. 8 more Zealots warp in behind this. I mean, that's when you kind of know that this is not going the way of the Zerg player when she has, well, a few extra Banes just finishing morphing now, but they're going to go off on Archons, which is never a great sign. Game is called, and HellraiseR takes game 1 for that snipe on the sport. Well, tie up the series 1 apiece. Let it be heard then, if you're cheering on Scarlet, some hashtag Scarlets in the chat. At Pink Zerg player in the bottom left-hand side of Blackpink here for game number 2. To the upper right-hand side, the red Protoss player from Izimba is HellraiseR. Game 2 of the series. We set up and look to see what's going to happen here well and truly now. Look to see what's going to be going down. Lone probe making its way through the middle of the map here. Getting set up and getting stabbed and rolling. Hatchery gets thrown down on the natural expansion, and just going to be seeing the gateway on the way up on the natural, as we're going to be seeing a assembly coming up as well in the main. Fairly standard expand from both players to start things off, so getting rolling here, looking to see what's going to happen. Again, keep those hashtags coming in, guys, and we'll revisit that vote as the series goes on. Hashtag Scarlet, hashtag HellraiseR in the chat. Show who you're cheering for here today. Blood coming through the center, looking to see what will happen next, and obviously just getting into the position to scout here early to figure out what's happening in the early stages. What will HellraiseR go for this time around? Is it going to be a DT drop again? Is it going to switch up with a Stargate? All will be revealed fairly shortly. Cybercore coming up as part of the wall. And as we figure that out, of course, we'll be getting close to the answer of what exactly is going on here. Hashtag Scarlet says McFizzle for shizzle, and JRaff in the chat. Some hashtag HellraiseRs from Nererost, Exvionis from Shirshadi, Necromons cheering on Scarlet as well. Good to see, guys, keep those hashtags coming in, as is indeed going to be the Stargate opening here in game number 2. HellraiseR again, this set up and rolling. Link speed just over halfway done right now as well, and the 3rd hatchery is coming on up. Adept coming forwards here and just trying to see what's going to happen as we see the single Adept initiate on through. Doesn't find it just yet, though, as the Oracle now on the way as well from HellraiseR. Getting that set up and getting that rolling here. Vault Gate is, again, coming up to being about halfway done in the next couple of moments. The Vault gets taken down. And a few Lings coming across the map here. Let's see what they can get up to. Let's see that shield barret coming up as well. Obviously, one of the things that'll help HellraiseR defend at the front for the early stages of this as the Evo Chamber finishing from Scarlet. Just looking for that +1 melee again, I would imagine. Moving in towards her early upgrades, etc. And setting on up as we do have the Oracle on the way up from HellraiseR right now. Stalker is just sat to the side looking to deny overlords, etc. But I mean, it's kind of weird, right? Because the overlord's already been killed by the Phoenix. But I guess the idea is that, you know, another overlord could come in, and just in case the Phoenix doesn't see it coming, we'll be able to block it off. Oracle just flying around, as you can see, obviously. You're going to be seeing 2 more Stargates. It is going to be a commitment to mass Oracles here from HellraiseR, it seems. So, something we were seeing a lot of before the patch. Players didn't really use this too much throughout Home Story Cup, but we'll see if it can be used here to some success as a couple drones get picked off. 2 Queens very narrowly getting that Oracle kill, though. Spores obviously in each mineral line protecting for now, and Scarlet for the most part looking good. Lair on the way. We'll want to go into +1 missiles here as soon as possible rather than a +2 melee. Against Oracles, the missile upgrade is going to obviously have a much greater effect. As you can see, those Lings just still trying to pick up and find out what they can. We'll see kind of a couple of Zealots in a depth moving forward. Not sure if that's enough for Scarlet to really tell what the kind of follow-up is going to be here. I mean, sees a couple of Zealots and not many Adepts, right? So I guess knows it's probably not Glaives. But again, not 100% sure what this is just yet, I would imagine. She sees a couple more Oracles, maybe starts to figure it out. As we're going to see, one probe does get taken down. Not enough Lings to cancel the Nexus, unfortunately, but information that the third is being taken is worthwhile as well. So the Oracles are just gathering in the main, and that's the safest place for them. Just wants to get up to a surprising number before actually revealing, wants to make sure it is a surprise, not something the Scarlet sees coming. It's going to come in and start working their way through the right-hand side here once again. Oracle's going to come back in towards the main base once more and is going to be able to come in and, well, we'll pick away at this Spore Crawler. It goes down. Next Spore Crawler going to be going down as well. So nice pickoffs here. Those Spores getting picked off, and we're going to be seeing the couple more drones getting picked off as well. Oracle's escaping over to the right side. A lot of Adepts getting cleaned out. Scarlet's counterattacks are doing good damage, actually killing as many drones as the Oracle's killed probes so far. Sorry, other way around. Killing as many probes as the Oracle's killed drones. Obviously now knows about this Oracle play, so there is that +1 missile attack. Make those Hydras a bit better at dealing with the Oracles. And seeing where we go from here. Things continue, run on forwards, and again looking to try and pick up another Zealot or 2, but not going to find much luck. Scarlet setting up into the Hydras, and now a few Infestors are going to be on the way as well. Or the Infestation Pit could just be for the Hive. See what she wants to choose. I think, you know, going forwards here, a couple of Infestors obviously go a long way. They're going to be very effective at shutting down those Oracles, hold them in position. The Hive tech can be important as well. But I think definitely an Infestors to prioritize. I'm not sure what she would prioritize off of the Hive if she went for it. You know, in the past you may think maybe some Vipers, but not really against Oracles, I don't think so. Just looking for the Infestors. Oh my god, a massacre on the third base. 17 drones go down just like that. Queens and Hydras are going to fight this here. Well, there's not that many. As the drones go back to mine, 9 more go down. These Oracles absolutely destroying it right now. I mean, 24 workers just suddenly killed, and on top of that, killing multiple Hydras, multiple Queens as well. Not bad at all here for HellraiseR, who's now taking one heck of a lead in game number 2. Looking as though he might go 2-0 up in this best of 5. What a shock that could be, as we're going to see this Nexus placed on the 4th base. Some more oracles coming in, joining up together. Infestation pit, researching that pathogen gland, so it is going to be infestor focused. Again, I think against the oracles, especially the Hive, wouldn't make much sense. There's not a lot you really look to get out of Hive against oracles. And especially now, say Parasitic Bomb is single target, that's not going to help too much either, so... yeah. Oracle's still flying around, Oracle's still being made. Obviously the Infestors coming up. Could change that a little bit, a good fungal to split them into half and to take a fight with the Hydras and Queens. Force a fight. Could be great, but right now it's just the 4th base, which is just going to disappear in a matter of seconds. Two Infestors seeing what they can do. They do spawn with fungal growth energy because they had that pathogen gland, so that's a nice little addition. Obviously means that Scarlet's interested in building more than just the initial 2 or 3 Infestors, wants to build a lot of them. Otherwise, you don't generally invest into pathogen glands, you just let the first couple of Infestors build up the energy. Carrier transition though, and HellraiseR is far enough ahead where he's going to get into these carriers pretty much uncontested, and once he's into those carriers, I just don't know what's next for Scarlet. What do you do then? Yeah, I'm not sure. Hydras will be there and they will hit that Oracle just once. Nicely done. Pushes it back. A few more carriers coming through here. Another shield battery is on the way. Still more infested, and Scarlet really just going to be looking to fight this with mass infested, which isn't the wrong decision. Infested Terrans are very good right now, and they definitely would be the right sort of thing to have against carriers, especially here. So just looking to mass up the infestors. Obviously, she wants to make sure she's safe while doing it, as safe as possible. So she does have to add in a few ground units here and there, some Hydras. While infestors are great, the Hydra support is again necessary, building up into the later stages. A few hashtag HellraiseRs coming through recently. If you check that chat poll out, 56 to 44% in the votes. Actually a lot closer than it was before. HellraiseR getting some love in the chat, guys. Interesting to see, fun to see. Keep those hashtag votes coming on in. Just type whichever play you are supporting in the chat with a hashtag before their name. Your vote will be added into the total. Again, we'll be bringing that back throughout the series. As HellraiseR here, just dropping a couple of revelations on some Zerglings, etc. And next is to the top side from HellraiseR again here. There's 4 more carriers starting to come on up. +1 air armor, +2 air attack. Lurker Den is on its way up. That Hive going to be finishing as well here from Scarlet. Just going to see these status wards continue to be set as well. HellraiseR is still just building up into these carriers. We're actually building a Twilight Council as well, a Robo Facility too. Maybe some DTs for harassment. Not sure, I wouldn't see a reason for him to suddenly build Blink and Stalkers, you know. It's probably moving towards DTs for harassment. Scarlet being left very much so alone though. She is going to get a chance to max out. She is going to get a chance to keep building her tech. 1 lone Oracle picked off on the south side. And Fester can growing a little bit uncontrollable now. 15, about to be 21. Neural Parasite on the way as well. And Spire coming up too for transition, probably into towards some Broodlords as well. Continuing to move on forwards here. Hive Tech is in play, and we see +3 missiles going to be the first thing to come off of the Hive Tech. Again, just buffs up those Hydras. Infested Terrans too will be very powerful in terms of dealing with that air army. Zergling's currently going to run around once again. So many status wards we just saw being placed over here though, and so they're just going to get caught in status right from the get-go, and not really too much else they can do for now. Carriers again throwing forward some interceptors, picking off a few of these units here and there already. 5 more carriers in production, +2 armor on the way up now. Just continue to build into the air upgrades as you would probably expect at this sort of stage. Shield upgrades as well will benefit those air units too. Anything you can get to kind of just make this air army more powerful is what HellraiseR is trying to aim towards now. Upgrades and all sorts of things. As we see, the greatest buy from Scarlet, as you mentioned, is probably the transition here moving forward. We see a few infested Terrans is going to pop up to just be able to help fight back. Again, they do benefit from upgrades again now. It's one of the things that makes them just that much powerful. A lot of Banes getting caught. A Stasis Ward. That's not going to help Scarlet at all. I just want to go off on these pylons and the cannon and the shield battery. Probably the best that can be gained from this at the moment, honestly. Another wave of Infested Terrans also not going to find too much more here. Let's watch these Banes pop out of stasis. Oracle's on the way over to help out. Again, I feel just blow up on these pylons, etc. Yeah. Not really going to get much else. Shield battery here repairs up the cannon. So Daedalus coming in with the 11-month resub, saying hooray, it's our 11-month anniversary. Well, hooray to us. Thank you so much for the 11 months, bro. There's some Wardy hearts in the chat for Daedalus and his 11 months of love. Really do appreciate it. We've seen a group of oracles again down to the south side, looking to see where they can go. Looking to see what they can do. Gonna come on forwards, we're gonna see one spore, two spores gonna go down pretty quick. Obviously just wants to gain access to the mineral line, but here come the infestors, and that is gonna be fungal growths coming into play to help out. Obviously slowing the movement of those oracles will stop them from getting away, and HellraiseR will just dance them here at the end as he knows they're going down. 11 drones killed, but obviously he didn't want those oracles anymore. He wants to go into the fully fledged carrier force. What I have to say is, where are the storms? You know, maybe that's what the Twilight Council should have been for. It got built but never used here, and I do feel like storms are something which can go a long way to help HellraiseR out right now. I mean, right now it's pure carrier. And pure carrier against infested Terrans and fungals and all sorts. Not sure how well that's going to do. Overseers are here to help pick away at the stasis wards. A couple of infested Terrans are going to come forward to try and set some of those off. I'll salve a few of them, still a few left over though. Gee, this one managed to salve the stasis ward and get killed at the same time. It's impressive. A lot of infested Terrans to the right hand side, and we'll look to see what those +3 missile upgrades can do. I mean, not even half of them fighting here, and this next is going to fall easily along with everything else that was here. There's a lot of infestors that use their energy, 9 infestors, but it takes down one of the bases of HellraiseR. It means that he's got less to work with moving forwards. Picked off pretty much everything other than the workers here. As we're going to see at the same time, HellraiseR pushing forwards. We'll pick away at a couple of creep tumors already. A few more continue to go on down. Revelation on top of some more of this army on this left hand side. Obviously we're getting into a very late game scenario now in this game 2 of our grand finals of this qualifier. Some more carriers firing away with those interceptors. Doing just a little bit more damage here and there, and a couple more creep tumors going down once again. +3 air armor completed. Shields going to be completing soon as well. It seems we're going to see all of those poor changelings getting cleaned out. Poor guys. Probe nibbling away at a small crawler. Going to be seeing Miss Magimech is on the map as well. +1 attack upgrade coming in on the forge. And again, just going to be pushing through, and initial fungal doesn't land on too much here. Next fungal lands on a few more interceptors, and then another fungal coming down as well. Starting to be a little bit crazy. Fungals now coming down on top of those carriers. Infested Terrans coming down, and they will shoot down a few of those interceptors. That's nice. Infested Terrans doing their job so far. Carriers come back for just a moment there with the interceptors. Meanwhile, the infested hit squad is hit once more. This time to the top left-hand side. It's going to be a recall to this Nexus. Infested Terrans will do what they can, but of course against this many carriers, it's not going to be that much. A couple of probes being sent across the map. They're going to get picked off pretty quick by the Queens. Queens 4-shotting probes with the +3 attack is pretty insane. Grand weapons now being upgraded by HellraiseR. What on earth could he possibly be aiming for here? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. A couple of infestors do get found from that hit squad, so I think all of them got found actually. I think that was 8 kills. Nice pickoffs there. Only 10 infestors have died in this game so far. Resources lost is pretty even, slightly favourable to the pros player. We'll see some infested Terrans coming down along with the fungal growth interceptors and get a couple of kills. Yeah, I suppose the interceptor's getting picked off as this interceptor's going to go all the way home. Oh, interceptors are funny with recall. Is that the longest flight of an interceptor ever? From the top left side of Blackpink to the bottom right. You see some infestors having to be careful once again. One goes down before it burrows. Infested Terrans once more going to try and help out the Spore Crawlers. It's going to be seeing the, continued attack here. Fungal Growths continue to come on down. Infested Terrans yet again coming into play. All these Infested Terrans getting picked off very quickly. In fact, all the interceptors are pretty much gone. That's a huge deal. That's a huge deal. Meanwhile, some Hydras have gotten rid of a base up here. Suddenly it's a free base Protoss, although a lot of money in the bank. I was going to see this army coming in towards the center once again. Rocks will be under fire, and they will go down in the next couple of moments. So Rocks will get picked off, and it's going to be seeing Spore Crawlers again here to fight against a few of these interceptors. Look at the Fungal Groves. Infested Terrans coming down too. Now some Neural Parasites. Those carriers are going to be brought in towards this army. Another Fungal Grove. Neural Parasites are still active on a couple of these carriers, and they are going to fly all the way into the spores. Not much you can do about that. Scarlet's Infested Terrans on the ground fighting back as well. Scarlet out of money in a way. Only 200 gas left for her against the 4k bank of the Protoss. HellraiseR supply block though, so he's not actually able to rebuild as he might want to. Fungal Gross Infested Terrans again over to his left hand side. More Infested Terrans coming down. Spore Crawlers trying to help out. A couple of Fungals. These Infestors are being drained of energy, but the Interceptors are being killed. How many Interceptors have even been lost so far? 350. Wow. Just going to be seeing the carriers again to the left hand side. We'll push on forwards. We're going to see a Fungal Growth or two. Again, the Infestors are just low on energy, and they're not going to be given a chance to regain fights again. Again, guys, I'm sorry for the frame rate. I have no idea. Anyways, we're just going to be seeing this fight continue. Is it going to be too many Interceptors this time? No, it might be. Scarlet's getting a few more Infested Terrans out whenever she can. Once again, we see HellraiseR pulling back up the left side. Trial Council. I understand Archive's building, but there's already a Trial Council. So I'm not sure what the idea of that is here from HellraiseR. A lone Middleist. I think that was a misbuild there. A little bit earlier on, is going to be seeing Fungal Growths again. Are huge on these Interceptors. Are they enough? Is there another Fungal Growth available? There's one. Some of these Interceptors are going down again, but some of them are really looking for the fight. Infested Terrans once more pushing this back. This time it's going to be a recall away. Where to? The right hand side of the map is going to be a complete reposition. There is a field of Spore Crawlers down here, which is exactly what Scarlet needs. HellraiseR is actually out of minerals after having rebuilt so many Interceptors, I think. Another 155 Interceptors lost since I last checked it. There's a lot of minerals being spent on Interceptors, to be fair. As you also see the attempt to re-expand down the right-hand side. Scarlet finds a couple of free Interceptors here. Some carriers as well. Maybe in trouble to Corruptors. I love the introduction of Vipers. Finally, maybe a way to actually pick off a couple of these rather than only killing the Interceptors. And there goes one during this fight thanks to the Abduct. Infested Terrans coming down again. Still no Fungal Growths available for the Interceptors though. And that's a big deal because right now the Infested Terrans are just going down before they can really do enough. Crazy stuff. Zerg lost 12 Interceptors. Yeah, I guess Scarlet's carriers that she neuraled were making some Interceptors that got killed off as well. It's kind of funny, right? It's carrier force on the top side. 21 carriers. That's a lot. And those are going to be seeing Scarlet, I think, still struggling just in terms of getting enough Infested Terrans up, and you can see right now she doesn't have the energy to play with. So HellraiseR continues to fight. Their spores are continuing to die off. And well, these Infestors are revelating, so this is the chance perhaps to kill a few of them off, and a few of them will start going down. Now the Infested Terrans perhaps will be the targets instead. Just going to recall away. Again, wasted energy, then recalling out of there with no problem at all. It was on the mothership this time. Was it on the mothership or the Nexus? It was on the mothership. The recall is not off cooldown on the Nexus. Did you just recall the mothership? No, that was weird there for a moment. Anyways, we are going to be seeing the well, The Interceptors again getting to work. Corruptors are going to go down so quickly. Scarlet just does not have enough. Hatchery gets killed. We're going to see again a few more spores getting picked away at, and well, now some spores getting picked away at too. The drone's starting to go down. 7 workers picked off here, and again, carriers are a little bit too good. Scarlet was in a lot of trouble at earlier stages of this game. It won't really show now, but there was points in this game where she was very behind, and it allowed HellraiseR to get into this army composition. And I think that was a big part of this. We're going to be seeing Link counterattacks, picking off quite a lot of these workers, honestly. 13 pros, but 22 drones going down in the meantime. Finally, HellraiseR gets Storm. Hasn't really needed it, but God, can you imagine if you stormed a couple of waves of those infested Terrans? Would have been going even worse here for Scarlet. As we're going to be seeing all Interceptors all around, still just picking away at bits and pieces, and as Lings come in to clean up these pylons. It's still nice from the Lings. I mean, it's counter damage. Is Scarlet doing something to stay alive? Question is, can she actually deal with this carrier army? And I think the honest answer is no, not really. How do you deal with the carrier army when every single time it gets in trouble it just recalls away until it maxes out again, or close to it? 25 minutes here on Blackpink for game number 2. Hey, at least these guys are making up for us not casting both semi-finals today. Giving us some longer games here in the finals, although after this, HellraiseR will be up 2-0 in the match. And up 2-0, 1 map away from victory. Match point will be there. A few creep teamers going down. Carrier still pushing forwards, and spores will continue to fall as well. A few more infested Terrans getting picked away at here. A couple of spores coming down. It's probably the most energy the infestors have had for a while, but there isn't as many infestors as there used to be. And some nice neurals, but they will indeed just recall away, and then they're out of range. Man, Scarlet was really close to making this happen, you know. HellraiseR is really limited on money. He does not have a lot of money left at all. It's just, again, the standing army was just too good. It just did a little bit too much already to Scarlet's economy as well. As all it goes down, is that a bug? Are these carriers bugged out because they were neural parasite during the recall, so now they're permanently colored? They're permanently in a state of recall. Oh, are they gonna lose it now? Recalls away again. Goes over to this side. Oh, they lost it. God damn it. Lings trying to still do something here. Scarlet trying to stay in this game. May be able to stretch out towards the 30-minute marker, but I don't know what the goal overall would be. You know, how do you actually end up fighting this? You still play with a lower economy, with less units. I don't think it suddenly becomes something you can just win against. HellraiseR looking for the revelation on the infestors, of course, once more. Pushing forward. So little stack defense left now as well. I mean, there's 9 spores left on the map. Considering we've seen 76 spores killed, shows you how important they've been to the fights, and to kind of add on. Infested Terrans are disappearing so quickly. The Interceptors are going to be fungal, but not for very long. It doesn't really matter. And again, everything's going down. HellraiseR takes game number 2 of this best of 5. Our pink Zerg player. Sorry, I got this completely wrong. I thought she was red, and I thought she was bringing a drone across the map to proxy hatch. Never mind me. To the top left, our pink Zerg team expert Scarlet. Not doing anything crazy like I originally thought. It's to the bottom right hand side from is Imber. The red Protoss player is HellraiseR. Game 3 of this best of 5, guys. What we thinking, how we feeling? So we set up into this. Get ready to roll. Neon Violet Square, I like this map. Nice and large. It'll be interesting to see if players are going to take the back natural, which is something which obviously not right away as the natural, but back natural is something which has not been used too much, but it's been used sometimes as a way of just mostly gas income. Why does the bracket say it's already over? It doesn't for me. I just checked it. It just says that we're in the finals, which we are. Again, both these players have qualified for the main event, which will take place in about 10 days' time starting. We're just waiting to set up into a... we're just setting up into a... what am I talking about? Sorry. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. God damn it. I've completely forgotten. Right, just ignore me. Complete brain fart. Second of the day. Ripperoo. Ripperoo. Alright, so. Getting this going, looking to see what's going to happen. We have Overlord spreading around. And Scarlet is going to take the third hatchery out on the left-hand side, so. Send us up and get us going. We're on a 90-second delay, guys. In case you're wondering, I know Scarlet is streaming the matches without delay. That's her choice. Obviously, we have to have a delay. We can't just decide that we want to be... can't just decide that we want to be streaming everything without delay just because one player streams without. So, it's a 90-second delay on the stream. Oracle is flying towards the Prowler's base right now. Hopping in, but doesn't find too much right away. Just a status ward, which Scarlet is not going to respond to. Half the mineral line gets caught in that right away, and that is big damage. Sort of damage that you start falling quite far behind from if you let it happen more than once. Bottom right hand side, we're just going to be seeing the Fed next on the way up. Only 4 mineral patches here, but it will be taken. It's an easy base to get gas on. And I guess that's a lot of what the Protoss looks for early on. Freelings moving around. Oracle looking for some more trouble. Doesn't find anything though, just a single kill. Oracle's still looking to see what's happening here, as we do have the Forge on the way up and just setting up on the natural expansion. Really nothing too crazy, but it is indeed Oracle's once again. There's the third Stargate. And obviously HellraiseR feeling as though it worked very nicely for him in game number 2. Gonna look to use it again. He's 2-0 up right now in this best of 5. One map away from the $50 first place prize here in today's event. Let's see if he can make it work out. Let's see if he can make this happen. Let's just gathering up together for Scarlet right now. And just see what the next stage of this is going to be. Like this, Ling's just kind of set up all along the perimeter, just watching for anything leaving the base. Single Oracle going to come back, might clean them up. Might be worthwhile, might be worth the energy, might not be. And he's going to come over the left side. The Lings are going to be still. The single Ling there does see the Oracle starting to move on out. Starting to get out onto the map here, all these Oracles, seeing what they can get up to. Coming all the way over to the left-hand side, so let's see what's going to happen. Another couple of Crypt Tumors going down right now, and we are going to be seeing the Spire Infestation Pit on the way up, and well, here's the commitment. Queens are going to start dropping very quickly. Spore Crawl in position, but it doesn't matter. The Spore's going to go down. As the Spore dies, well, so will pretty much all of the drones. They're going to try and run away now as the other Spore gets picked off here. You cannot run forever. 6, 7, 8. Drones going down. 9. Scarlet did a very good job of minimizing the damage on the drone count there. I mean, this could have been a lot worse. She has 1,000 gas in the bank, but not many minerals at the moment. Needs those minerals here to spend that gas, of course, though. And as the Spire comes up, we'll probably be seeing the Corruptors. A way for Scarlet to push those Oracles back. Maybe into Mutas too. We will see. We'll see in just a moment. We're actually going to see the infestation pit as well, already finished. We'll go straight into pathogen glands with them. +1 flyer attacks already on the way. Scarlet straight into those corruptors then. More stargates have been placed, and now it's still just going to be oracle production. Probably the idea here to make a bunch of oracles and then eventually heading towards, again, same as last game, into the carriers, etc. Scarlet already set up differently against this though, obviously with the corruptors here initially. Just going to completely bypass the... it's going to completely bypass the... it's going to completely bypass the Hydra stage of this game. Got there in the end, is going to see, well, oracles are just going to commit, it seems. Just going to work their way through the spores and get a couple of draws, but I mean, they're setting in a lot of fire here. The queen initially, the spores as well. We're going to see these oracles just getting pushed away by those corruptors. Four more void rays on the way up. Corruptors continue to come on over to the right hand side, and we're just going to be seeing them just going to look to pick away at a couple of oracles here. Nice catch by the corruptors once again. Void's now on the way up though. Great response by his corruptors in the sky. As you're going to see these oracles just continue to pull away. Revelation does drop. Just going to be seeing the flea peeking on the way up. Hydra's Den dropping down as well now, and oh, nice fungal growth. Just recalls out of there. It's two of the oracles. Man, that's crazy, right? That recall is so flipping powerful. You know, you run into accidentally like a fungal growth or something, you get caught off out of position, you get caught off guard. Boom! Just like that, you recall home, you lose a couple of oracles rather than what would have originally been all of them back, you know, in the last patch. Crazy. Crazy, as you're going to see. Well, Corruptor's going to put use to themselves in other ways as well, but the Void Rays are nearby, so shouldn't be able to do actually too much here. Doesn't even get that first one. As it backs away towards the natural, Voids will be able to push that back. Meanwhile, Oracles will cancel the 6 base here, so that hatchery will have to be cancelled now, as we're going to see Corruptors and Infestors moving towards the upper side. Fungal growth will come down here as these Oracles do not seem to care too much about their livelihood in this game. Look as though they're just going to commit for the base, and he just doesn't get it. Just doesn't get it, as you're going to see those Corruptors continue to come up overhead. Infested numbers are gathering up. The game looking a little bit better for Scarlet here, but carriers are on their way. And that may be one of the bigger issues for Scarlet now again. It happened in the last game. Scarlet had a bad start, got into kind of the later stages, was able to max out kind of decently, but then was not able to keep up with the Protoss Sky army forever. And that became the biggest issue, I think, over time. Void's moving forwards, but not going to get a chance to do too much more there. Neural Parasite is dropping down for Scarlet, is starting up. Was using that to some success in the last game. As we're going to see Voids will get caught. Cooldown is going to be active currently on the recall, so cannot just recall out of anywhere here. As we're going to be seeing a fungal growth coming down, Infest chance to support, because the Void Rays on their own will actually do a very good job against the Corruptors. That's what these Void Rays were built for initially anyways. The Infested Terran's definitely helping out a lot to really push this back. Two Voids to the left side, see Infestors and Corruptors pushing towards the front now. What is the plan here, I wonder? Scarlet still actually no longer the chat favorite at all here. 45% to 55. HellraiseR taking a lead in the polls as Scarlet pushes forwards though. Well, might be a more successful attack than she's had previously in these games. Corruptor's still chasing in, seeing what they can do. Infested Terrans are firing away. Sentry goes down there as it tries to warp in to buy time. More Infested Terrans once again. Gonna help to continue breaking down the wall, but the problem is once you break down this wall, then what? I mean, I guess that's the thing. You're just looking to break down the wall here, and then you're going to be done. We're going to be seeing that cannon going down. Maybe the Cyber Core would be a good target. Get rid of the +2 air upgrade that's currently on its way through. It is going to get picked off. Shield battery will go down now as well, and we are going to see, well, not much else damage done. I was going to say maybe it would be nice if he could have gotten, she could have gotten on top of the Forge, but doesn't quite find it in time. Carrier's being targeted by the Corruptors, but the Void Rays clean those Corruptors up pretty swiftly as well. Infested Terrors dropping down. My problem with that is that the Void Raiders are kind of fast enough to get away from Infested Terrors if there's no fungal on them. And there isn't a fungal just yet, although now Queen's coming in, transfusing the Corruptors up. Carriers are here, but there isn't that many Interceptors at the moment. There's some Zealots trying to help out on the ground as well. Corruptors are chasing down those carriers as they have very few Interceptors to their name. There's not a lot of damage output. This time Scarlet looks as though she's going to be able to break the Protoss player. Looks as though she's going to take us to a game number 4. GG is called. Scarlet takes game 3. She's on number 4. Good map for expanding on, playing late on. Easy to hold 4 or 5 bases, even for Protoss here on Abyssal Reef. To top left hand side, he was for a slight moment in the chat votes the favorite. Now he's just below that 50% marker. Let us know if you're cheering on. Hashtag HellraiseR. Bottom right hand side, the pink Zerg player. Give it up for Scarlet. Hashtag Scarlet in the chat if you're cheering on our Zerg here in this grand final series. Best of 5 to wrap us up for today. We'll be back tomorrow, cast and go for SC2, guys. Monday will be a WardiTV weekly season 3 finals qualifier number 2. What's going on? What's going on? Busy days, busy days. I'm also going to be flying on Wednesday to Barcelona. Going to be casting the WSG European Finals there with Rotterdam, Loco, and Valdez. Should be really fantastic. Really looking forward to it. Should be really, really great, actually. Really looking forward to it. So make sure you tune in for that. Scarlet blocked in the natural. Take the third hatchery as well. Or the third base location as a natural. She'll end up taking this low ground anyways, so I mean we'll just call it the third base for now. No need to make it more complicated than it is. Which it isn't, by the way. It's not complicated at all. Whoa. Early stages here on Abyssal Reef. Early stages. How are we all feeling? Everyone doing good still? Everyone having a good Saturday? Everyone having a good weekend? Anything crazy happening for people lately? Anything exciting going on today, yesterday, tomorrow? I'm really looking forward to WSG, man. Obviously really excited to cast with Roddy again. Loco again. I've never even met Valdez, but I'm sure it'll be fantastic. And yeah, looking forward to getting there, meeting everyone, and just having a great week. Just having a great week. Sound has a 1-second delay? Really? That doesn't really make sense. Because I don't use anything that could possibly delay the sound. It's kind of weird. I'll check it out after the stream. Thanks for letting me know, though. There's not really anything I can do now because I can't even begin to imagine what it could be. Let's see, the Adept here will grab 1 and now 2 drone kills. Not bad at all, as we're going to be seeing these couple of lings. Will not be enough before the Adept gets a 3rd worker kill as well. How many beers am I going to drink in Spain? Probably not many. We have to work pretty long days. I think it's like 9-10 hour days. We have to cast like... I think there's 2 streams, so we have to cast like every series. Like we're casting all the time. We don't actually get like a series break every now and then or whatever. It's pretty crazy. Pretty intense, yo. Should be fun though. Maybe a couple. I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me. Drop load coming in here. Scarlet, by the way, only on 19 workers. Didn't even think to mention this. I apologize. So 19 workers is all it is for Scarlet, who's going to start loading up and unloading into the main. And this Link Flood all in is going to get going here. They drop a load. Going to keep on unloading as the Phoenix comes through. The first few Lings, not in high enough numbers to actually fight the probes there. So the probes are getting some good kills. Now they'll start to drop as extra Lings arrive. A few more Lings going to load up in the Overlord and just elevate it up into the main. 9 workers dead so far. No shield battery to help out with this, by the way. Warp Gate is not yet finished. If that pylon goes down, this could be so bad, because all of the warp gates are powered by that single pylon. I'm surprised Scarlet isn't committing onto it a little bit more heavily. I guess because she just feels as though another pylon can be rebuilt here anyways. There is the gate where the pylon kill. Scarlet continuing to flood Lings right now as we've seen. Oh, she blocks the gateway from coming up. Or the pylon coming up, I should say. 30 workers killed. Scarlet's done a lot of damage here so far here on Abyssal Reef. As you're going to see that Phoenix will pick off this Overlord in the next couple of moments. Lings going to continue running forwards. We'll just start to work their way through a gateway. There's not a lot of energy left in the Oracle, but if the gateway is back online, there is the potential to warp in an Adept or so, and will be warped in instantly as part of this wall. And now a sentry behind it. Obviously very powerful too. Lings will just keep on attacking here. Try and do a little bit more as we're going to be seeing the Lings. Just going to keep on helping. Scarlet's starting to drone up behind this. She already is on a worker lead from it. And as extra workers come in, she can really flood those workers. She tries to push forwards again. Nice warp in to protect the sentry, protect the wall. Looking good so far. Scarlet, a successful attack, has done enough to put herself ahead. We'll see where it goes from here. Martinator coming in with the brand new sub as well, although I know you're not really a brand new sub, bro. Thank you for subscribing. And some more hearts in the chat, please, from Martinator and the $5 sub. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Some Wardy Hearts in the chat for Martinator, guys. As we see +1 melee coming up from Scarlet. The Baneling Nest has started up as well. And we're going to be seeing that Resonating Glaives coming through on the Twilight Council. And a few Lings looking to poke, looking to prod. See what they can get up to. Those two Adepts warp in, and two more Adepts just shade to the right side of this wall. Resonating Glaives again on the way up. That will be the follow-up here as Baneling Nest is on the way. Scarlet's preparing for the eventuality of having to deal with this. But for now, I mean, she's pretty okay. And I mean, this Oracle has a lot of kills, 23, but obviously most of them are not drones. Most of that comes from the... oh, that's unlucky. Most of those come from the from the Lings killed on this side of the map, as the Oracle was used as a major part of the defense. Oracle is still just set to the south side of this base. We see the Phoenix poking its way through the Overlord. Overlord starting to go down, about halfway dead already. That's a nice pickoff here from HellraiseR, doing a little bit more damage, as we do have Lings and Banes getting ready to roll in towards this third base. This third base, which isn't even here yet, but the Adepts are here, and that's why it might be what makes it difficult for HellraiseR. He's pulling back. He'll probably have to shade away, but if he shades right now, well, he'll just try and run through. Scarlet doesn't commit. She's happy to just stay out of the front. She's happy with how this is for now. Is it not worth taking the Cybercore down? Probably not, because Warpgate had finished already. The fact that Warpgate had already finished means that even if the Cybercore goes down, you can make some Zealots. They're pretty good at defending the, the Lings for now. And that's not going to really delay much. Okay, maybe there wouldn't be as many Adepts right now, but it's not the end of the world. So I think the the commitment to killing the Cybercore, you're just going to lose too much in the process to justify what you gain from it, because you don't really gain much at all. Once HellraiseR realizes it's committed that Scarlet's going to kill it, he just makes a new one, so it's like halfway done by the time this one dies. You can't get a full surround. I don't think it's really worthwhile taking down the Cybercore. If the Cybercore got empowered and Warpgate was still researching it, then maybe. It's a very different scenario then. Lair finishing up, obviously Scarlet probably looking towards the switching to Hydras. We already see the +1 missile upgrade is on the way out. So looking towards those Hydras in production in a moment or so. Warp Prism is now on the way too. So Warp Prism also coming up here. Dark Shrine dropping behind the main base mineral line. HellraiseR again, that's set up and ready to roll. A couple of Lings still down on the low ground as well. Just keeping map presence. There's a very late third Nexus for HellraiseR currently being taken. Scarlet really looking to take us to a full 5-game series here in tonight's qualifier. Really looking to take us the distance. Adept shading around, seeing what they can do. Coming down the left-hand side now. Warp Prism continues to come across the map. And again, those Adepts will be ready to go in a moment or so again. Adepts unload, Lings moving forwards, and just going to see the Queen able to push this back. Again, not a lot gained. Meanwhile, Adept's going to come towards the natural, but there is Banelings here This Bane's actually just going to run down the ramp, and no Bane speed yet, so they can't actually find the Adepts, but the Adepts won't shade. Too many Zerglings in position. And now Bane speed is going to finish. Maybe these Adepts will get caught. The Banes are going to stay very defensive. Scarlet is going to build up into what I feel as though should just be a big Ling Bane Hydra attack. You know, what's the need to wait and to let this go late, etc. right here? Well, there isn't really a reason to wait at all, so probably best to just get going. We're probably on the way up a second facility. Generally, at this point of the game, Colossi are going to become very viable, and especially in the new patch, Colossi are very viable as well. We've been seeing a little bit more Colossus-based play in PvZ than we were pre-patch. Pre-patch Colossi kind of worked if they were completely unscouted, and the Zerg took a bad fight. Nowadays, they can kind of work, just kind of moving through. They're just a little bit more successful than they were before, so... Well, Scarlet, we'll see if she even lets Colossi come onto the map. She is starting to get ready to be aggressive, it seemed, for a moment, but then a Stasis Ward gets killed before it can come down. And now the Queen of Spore will try and do enough. That's a huge Stasis. Drones, Lings, Hydras, Queen. The Oracle did go down, but, well, still a huge Stasis, and Scarlet pulled a lot of our army back to deal with it. They bought HellraiseR a few seconds here. A few seconds, is that enough to get Colossi up? Enough to save the day? Well, I'm not sure about that, but we will see. And you'll see at the same time, Dropper Lord's coming in. No Pneumatized Carapace, though, so no real use for them just yet. And here we go, Scarlet setting up towards the 4th base already. It's going to go down very quickly, not even a cancel here from HellraiseR. First couple of force fields coming down. There is gaps in the wall, though. We're going to see some Banes coming in from the north side. More force fields are well placed, but now the sentries are going to be committed onto by the Banes. The Banes are going to kill this off. GG, well played. It's tied up 2 apiece. We're going to a 5th and final map. See if you guys are too. To the bottom right-hand side of the map, our red Protoss player was 2 games up. And now it all comes down to this one. It is our red Protoss player. It is Izimba's HellraiseR. Top left-hand side, the pink Zerg. Give it up for Scarlet from Team Expert. The song in the break, as someone is asking, was Plenty by ACS. ACS actually stands for a couple streams. They are Twitch streamers, and they just released an EP, which is like my favorite thing ever. I'm listening to it all the time. And I really love like four of the 6 songs on it. I really love, and the other 2 are really good as well. So you can check it out. They're a really cool stream as well. Twitch.tv/a_couple_streams. They're really good. They're really good. They stream like 3 or 4 times a week. They're really good. Check them out. I've hosted them once or twice, I think. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Awesome. Now available on Spotify. I love it. Playing it on stream as much as I can, because I finally can. Full first year from Scarlet to deal with the probe being a bit of a nuisance at the moment. Actually, Gaspool. Maybe this was her intention all along. Takes the hatch off over to the side. Nexus is on the way up here from HellraiseR. And you will note it is a Nexus first, so fast Nexus from our Protoss here. And see how it's going to go. The hashtag's still coming in on the chat. Hashtag Scarlet from Glitchu. Hashtag HellraiseR from Hardlined and from Gizmortus. Scarlet on 64% of the votes. HellraiseR on 36%. Scarlet expected to be the favorite, but at one point she was like 85-90%. HellraiseR getting some support throughout the series. He definitely made it close, hasn't he? He's definitely made it close. A couple of Lings are going to be chasing down this probe right now. Chasing. Probe is just about going to be able to make it back home. And a couple of Lings just going to nibble away through the gateway. And, yeah, Evo Chamber on the way up. Scarlet this time being fairly aggressive once again. 20 drones. Not going to be looking to take a 3rd hatch just yet. She's going to commit to this kind of aggression. Now, this time, so Twilight Council on the way down from HellraiseR. Which means he's not going to have the Stargate units to actually help defend against this. So, We'll see how this goes. He is going to see it, and he does start a shield battery because of it, and the shield battery will go a long way to help him keep those probes alive, to the point where the probes maybe even be able to fight against some of these Zerglings. Scarlet has a +1 melee to follow up with this, which is kind of interesting. We'll see how that goes. We're going to see the first Lings getting ready to unload right now. Lings at the front will not do much because of the Zealot in position. Here we go. Scarlet. Lift up a few more Lings here. Hop them up in towards the main base. Droning already behind this, so not as committed as the last game where there was a lot more Lings as a follow-up. And just immediately comes down to low ground, catches a few probes, not on Mineral Walk there. And that's going to be that probe. That's hilarious. Yeah, shield batteries are pretty good, guys. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Gonna grab the... Well, it's going to be the same issue here. The shield battery is just going to keep healing the probes. Scarlet is not finding the damage she wants, although she has posed a lot of lost mining time. More Lings are going to come into the main base, commit here. Try and do a little bit more. Still some extra drones on the way up. Also going to be seeing the natural expansion finally being built for Scarlet. Grabs a probe transfer in between bases. Again, it's the shield batteries. 2 of them in the main now are the bigger issue at the moment. Glaives is not finished yet, but it's on the way. We're going to be seeing another probe picked off. Another probe picked off here, and we are going to be seeing still those Lings back and forth thinking about what they want to do, how they want to do it. Coming in now again, and it's going to be the Twilight Council under attack. And those shield batteries, man. They're just not going to let this Stalker die. They're just so good, but can she kill... Oh, I was going to say, can she kill Twilight Council? Well, no, because the shield battery just regenerates it all over again. Aye, aye, aye. Shield batteries, man. Well, Ling's back down to the low ground, going to try and get another couple of probe kills. Whatever Scarlet can do right now to do some damage, but I think, well, my fear is Scarlet's going to just about kind of even out the worker count, but now she has to make enough units to survive the Adepts, and that's not going to be easy. These Adepts are going to get set to go across the map, and, well, they could be pretty powerful, because right now Scarlet is being forced into a lot of units, and at the very least, she's going to be kept very low when it comes to the income at the moment. Adepts have made it over here. The Ling's not had a chance to morph into Banes yet because the Baneless isn't ready yet. Adepts will probably just commit towards the third base where they know they can get in towards a mineral line and use that sort of, use that little bit of kind of surface area advantage. Although they don't get into the mineral line here, and the Lings will get surround. Scarlet starts to fight this with the Adepts. Well, they're still trading pretty decently, and now they shade in towards the natural where the drones have already pulled away from. Good response by Scarlet here, as we're going to see the Lings coming in. Trying to surround once again. These Adepts will go down. Scarlet cleans up, but I work a deficit now because of how many Lings she's had to make sure that this as a defense. A lot of Lings coming down to the south side. We do have an Adept or two just moving around looking to see what's close by. A couple more Adepts being warped in. Still just glaved Adepts right now. We did see a couple Stargates built. Now a Templar Archives and a Robo facility. So changed his mind about the double Stargate. The Templar Archives Robo instead are going to be the choice to go into a bit more of a standard mid-game rather than the Oracle transition out. Could have been a Phoenix transition. A bit late for a Phoenix transition though, I think. Even though it is Adepts on the ground. 2 Adepts going to shade on forwards. We're going to start picking off a whole bunch of drones here, so already 4 workers going down, a 5th one very soon to follow. And nice, 2 Adepts, 5 workers. Again, just slows Scarlet's economy down in the game. Stops her from just being as aggressive as she wants to be. Adepts from HellraiseR coming up the right-hand side and still looking to keep this pressure up. Scarlet on Lingbane, Hydra Den on the way to make it Lingbane Hydra, of course. The Adepts get themselves surrounded there. Unfortunately, they will go down very swiftly. With more Adepts shading forwards here, and will be a commitment. Looks as though HellraiseR will commit. 1 drone just going to go down. Now the Lings will get their surround, and, well, again, it's the mineral lines to help protect and to help buy time for these Adepts to keep them alive a bit longer. 2 of the 3 Adepts so far. 3 of the Adepts go down due to the Banelings. At least did force some Banelings. We're going to see now High Templar warping in. I'm not sure how I feel about this. No charge for these Zealots either. It's just Archons and Zealots, and I mean, Scarlet sees it will just back away and get ready to open more. I mean, there's no third base from the Protoss. He's just added on gateways, he's just committed to an all-in behind this, but I don't feel as though it's going to work. Baneless is, well, I mean, Bane's that's going to be a huge advantageous here. I mean, Bane's rolling forwards into the Zeld is going to be a huge deal. There's a fair amount of hiders coming up as well. Plenty of Lings. Here you go. Queen's onto the Warp Prism. The Warp Prism's going to fall. That, my friends, is just straight up going to be game right there. I mean, the Warp In doesn't come through. Scarlet crushes the entire attack because of it. There's no micro because the Warp Prism is dead as well. And that's going to be pretty much it. Wow. Well, that's kind of crazy as we're going to be seeing these Lings going to come down to the south side of the map. A few Banes on the way up here, and we are going to be seeing a few more Banes coming in as well. Some more Lings too, and well, let's see if Scarlet can end this right here. I mean, wouldn't be a surprise. We're going to see the third Nexus trying to come up now behind this. Probes transferring are going to get caught. These initial Adepts are not going to have the best of times, and HellraiseR doesn't want to see his units die, and he types on out, and from an 0-2 deficit, Scarlet turns it around. It's a 3-2 victory for her, and she is going to take home the $50.